Yeah, that's yeah.
I think it goes for people as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's different groups that um, I love people. I love people, but I don't like us as a mass. I think mob
Yeah,
mentality is very dangerous.
yeah,
And I see that, you know, with how people treat other groups of people as well.
yeah,
You know, it's right now, you know, these people are the enemy, and in a few years, it's going to be someone else.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Instead of looking at someone on an individual basis, which is
Mm-hmm.
exactly how dogs need to be viewed.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. No, definitely, definitely. And for you, when you started like working in the shelter, and do you see, I don't know, is are there really common problems as well within the shelter? Like, do you see, are they struggling? Are there certain things that could be different or should be different?
Can you ask that again? I'm sorry, it cut out.
So when you are in your shelter, do you see certain problems that you feel like, oh, that should be different, or like, is there certain things happening that you wish you could see differently when you are there?
Yeah, one of one of the definitely the most frustrating pieces um, is really just the education.
Mm,
And I think, you know, shelter staff tends to have, and again, shelters are such a, you know, a large and a small piece of rescue. You know, animals don't have to enter the shelter to need rescue.
yeah.
But specifically in that environment, because that's where I spend a lot of my time. Uh, you know, there's such a lack of education, but it's really just because of the time. You know, the staff and volunteers there give so much time and energy to taking care of the animals, you know, and advocating for them and reaching out, trying to find them homes. Um, and they end up so frustrated, uh, you know, by the person that walks in and says, "Hey, do you have a Yorkie? Do you have a Chihuahua?"
Mm.
And they say no, and they're like, "Okay, see ya," you know, and they're on to a breeder, you know, to go buy a dog. So it's, I think, you know, that's a big piece of it, is
Yeah,
just kind of educating the public, you know, that why we're here, you know,
yeah.
why a shelter exists and why it's so, so important that you choose rescue instead of
Mm-hmm.
breed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and just getting out into the community. I wish there was a bigger cry, you know, for help sometimes.
Exactly. That and cry that should be heard by more people in a way.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good point you're making. It's funny enough. Also, again, something that Jason and I were talking about, and that Jason was very strong about, is education. It's like, yeah, we can do whatever we want, but if we don't educate as well, then nothing's ever going to change, and we will continue just seeing the same problems occurring. I think that's a really important.
Yeah, it's putting a band-aid on a bullet wound.
Exactly.
With
Yeah. Yeah.
education, it's, you know, we're just going to keep trying and trying and trying, and these people are just going to keep killing themselves, you
Yeah.
know, trying to help these animals,
Mm-hmm.
because very, very hard job to be in.
Yeah.
Um, and without the education, yeah, without changing people's minds, you know, that's not going to change. So yes, I feel very strongly about educating the communities, you know, and the public.
Yeah, and I think the adopt don't shop is a very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a strong message, and it's something that I think yeah, we need to look at more. And I do have to say, I don't know if you feel this, but for example, I see more and more in like TV series or movies. You see that they have a rescue dog or something. Like, I do see more and more that it's getting more exposure as well, also in like kind of the mainstream media and stuff, which I think is really good, very positive.
Yeah, it's nice to see. I feel very optimistic. Well, more optimistic some days than others.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
but yeah, absolutely. The Sir Patrick Stewart in the new Star Trek movie, even he
Hmm.
chose a pit bull to be at his side, um, a rescued pit bull, and it's little things like that, where people are using their platforms and using their voice to really advocate for these vulnerable animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helps with my hope for their future.
And what do you think, like, this was something that I also asked Jason, what do you think, like, what have the dogs, your dogs especially, and your cat, but your kids, what do they teach you the most? Like, because I know they really are our teachers as well, like, if you look at them, like, what do you see?
They have taught me endless lessons. Truly, I think animals make the best teachers.
I agree.
But specifically, we had one of our dogs, Pig. She came to us as a foster. Um, she was starved. She was abused. She was heartworm positive. She was very sick. And after a year of fostering her, we got her, healthy and happy. And we couldn't let her go. She didn't want but I think one of the biggest lessons she taught me in that is really that for me, action is very cathartic. It being able to do something and see, see the progress that they make and see the outcome and see these dogs, not only their lives change, but to change, the families that they go into. I think that it makes me want to do more, and it makes me want to give everything that I have to the cause. And my animals taught me that for sure.
Yeah. It's always like, so who really rescued who? Huh? Yeah. That's always the question. And with both your dogs and maybe also the cats, do you know their stories? Do you know what happened to them before they entered your heaven?
Thank you. It depends. Most of the time, the animals they're typically picked up as strays, or found somewhere. Pig, for instance, she was locked in a car when they found her. It was a really bad. They don't know what happened before, but someone put her there. Someone let her get to that point. So sometimes it makes you angry at people, but it's also very much worth remembering that it was also people that helped save her and bring her to me.
Yeah.
I think others are owner surrenders. Meg, our other dog, was an owner surrender. A lot of the times they come from families who just have super unrealistic expectations. Excuse me. They bought a puppy from a breeder and expected her just to be easy and no work. And that's just not what a puppy is.
No.
Puppies are lots of work, which is another reason I advocate for adopting senior dogs.
Yeah.
So that's, our dogs, typically we don't get a lot of their backstory. A lot of our foster dogs are strays, and the kittens are the same way. They're typically born to free roaming communities. Yeah. Where there's someone that's feeding them and taking care of them, but they haven't been spayed and neutered, so they just keep reproducing. And that's where a lot of those come from.
And what would your advice be if people that are listening now are like, I would like, maybe I want to foster or even better rescue. Like, what would your advice be to these people who are listening now?
I say give it a try. Fostering, doing some of the tough foster cases surely isn't for everyone, and that's okay. But fostering, I think, is what you make of it. And really, sometimes the animals really require nothing other than they just need somewhere to go. The shelter's full, and they just need somewhere to hang out. So really it can be a fun, kind of easier experience. So I recommend giving it a try. Most shelters allow you to foster just for the day. You can go take a dog hiking and to go have a snack somewhere and hang out. You can take them for the weekend. There's short-term opportunities just to see if it's for you. And in terms of rescue, I really, really recommend it. Just I can't recommend it more. My
Yeah.
animals have changed my life, and I have seen countless animals change other people's lives, and I just think they're medicine for us.
The
So
yeah,
I
the
should do it.
guardians of our soul,
They
aren't
are.
they? Aren't they
They,
just? Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. That was really awesome to I mean, I could talk to you for hours and hours more, but I think that these you're making some really important points, and especially also, I think you are like when you look at your Instagram, which I will of course, share in the notes, like definitely check out Carly's Instagram and your beautiful photos and our interview, like we interviewed each other a while ago. You can
years
still
ago. Hmm.
read that on our websites. And yeah, I really think it's so awesome that uh, you really use everything inside of you, your good heart, but also something like your skill to really help these animals. And I think more people can do that. I mean, if you're a good website designer, go design some websites for
Yeah.
sanctuaries. Or if you're good at a technical part, or you're a person who's good in, I don't know, promoting and selling things,
Hmm.
go out there and use what you have for the good,
Yeah.
and I think that that's something that you really do, and I really admire that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think everybody has their skill set and the thing that they're passionate about, and it can be turned into a beautiful thing if
Yeah.
if you do. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and I absolutely loved seeing those gorgeous ladies
Thank
on
you
the
for having
screen here. They're
me.
so beautiful, guys. Oh my goodness! And if you're still thinking that pit bulls are dangerous or whatever, just check Carly's profile photo where she's hugged by one of these very dangerous and scary animals. Oh my god, because they just aren't. And I think that, educating people on this and spreading the word, and being a positive spokesperson for them, I think is very, very important. And keep doing what you're doing, because you do such a great job of it.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I couldn't feel more the same for you.
Thanks so much for chatting with me, and thank you all for listening. Yeah, so please check out. I'll share the Instagram of Carly, and check out where she works and where the shelter that she works for or volunteers at, and do this. Like, absolutely listen to her. Like, go rescue, go foster, or at least go educate and understand that adopting is better than shopping. So it's an important thing. So thank you all for listening, and you know the deal. Be good to yourself, be good to others, especially the animals. Bye!